Mankind has done some amazing things since we've learned to harness the power of technology. Pushing the limits and outdoing our competitors, we've accomplished unimaginable feats of engineering. So what are some of the wildest of these accomplishments? Let's take a trip around the world and look at some of the most impressive megastructures ever built. Number 10. San Alfonso del Mar Resort Pool, Chile. San Alfonso del Mar is a private resort in Algarrobo, Chile. Its gigantic swimming pool has earned it the first spot on this list. This pool was completed in December 2006 and is estimated to have cost somewhere around $2 billion to build. The resort spends about $4 million every year in sanitation and maintenance. At over a half-mile long, this saltwater haven contains enough water to fill more than 20 Olympic-sized swimming pools. Its turquoise waters are so crystal clear that you can see the bottom even at its deep end, which plummets a staggering 115 feet beneath the surface. You might be wondering where on earth all that water comes from. The key to keeping this man-made lagoon filled at all times is in its location next to the Pacific Ocean. The nearly 20-acre pool sucks water directly in from the sea using a computer-controlled suction and filtration system. San Alfonso del Mar attracts a huge crowd during the summer. Just remember, kids, bring your life jacket and your water wings. Your neighborhood swimming pool will seem like little more than a puddle after you experience this behemoth. Number 9. Sidu River Bridge, China. The Sidu River Bridge in the Hubei province of China is a stunning feat of modern engineering. This mind-bendingly impressive roadway provides a shortcut suspended 1,600 feet above the Sidu River Valley, making it the tallest bridge in the world. The bridge is so tall that the Oriental Pearl Tower located in nearby Shanghai could easily fit underneath it at its highest point. It is said to be the only bridge in the world high enough for a person to reach terminal velocity if they were to jump off. Unfortunately, there are no known survivors of this experiment. Because the bridge is approximately 4,000 feet long, the first part of the suspension cable, properly known as the pilot cable, was the first ever to be placed using rockets. Conditions at the bridge's location would not allow the use of a helicopter, which had typically been the method of choice in carrying such pilot cables across immense valleys. However, the mountainous terrain proved too unpredictable to safely navigate such an aircraft. So with a bit of head-scratching ingenuity, the builders decided to projectile launch the cables across the valley instead. This technique has since been emulated in the construction of many bridges around the globe. Number 8. Bingham Canyon Copper Mine, Utah. The Bingham Canyon Copper Mine is an enormous open-pit mine located near Salt Lake City in the U.S. The operation primarily exists to extract from a large copper deposit deep within the mountains of Utah. The mine is the largest man-made excavation in the world. The mine has been in production since 1906 and has resulted in the creation of a pit more than a half-mile deep, 2.5 miles wide, and nearly 2,000 acres in total area. It was designated a National Historic Landmark in 1966 under the name Bingham Canyon Open Copper Pit Mine. Copper ore was first discovered within the canyon in 1848 by brothers Sanford and Thomas Bingham. The two Mormon pioneers regularly grazed their cattle there. They reported the find to their leader, Brigham Young, and were told not to pursue mining operations because the survival and establishment of settlements was more important at the time. The brothers did as directed and did not stake a claim. In 1850, the Bingham family went to settle what is now Weber County. Number 7. Öresund Bridge between Sweden and Denmark. The Öresund Bridge is a combined rail and motorway across the Öresund Strait between Sweden and Denmark. The motorway runs on the upper level, while the railway runs under the ground below. The bridge runs nearly 5 miles from the Swedish coast to the artificial island in the middle of the strait. The Öresund Bridge is the largest combined road and rail bridge in Europe and connects two major metropolitan areas: Copenhagen, the Danish capital city of Denmark, and the Swedish city of Malmö. The man-made island of Paperholm links the bridge with the tunnel. The island was constructed from material dredged from the seabed, while most of the 4-kilometer tunnel was built by concrete acquired on land. A data cable secured along the bridge acts as a crucial link for internet data transmitted between Central Europe and Sweden. In early 2016, amidst the European refugee crisis, Sweden was granted temporary exemption from their regular agreement in order to mandate that all travelers crossing the bridge had photographic proof of identity. A fine of 50,000 Swedish krona, or 6,000 US dollars, would be issued to travel companies serving travelers without such identification. The move marked a break with 60 years of passport-free travel between the Nordic countries. Number 6. Burj Khalifa, Dubai. The Burj Khalifa is a megatall skyscraper in Dubai. It is the tallest structure in the world, standing at 2,722 feet. It is 3 times higher than the Eiffel Tower in France and nearly twice as high as the Empire State Building in New York. It has the longest single running elevator, which is 140 floors. The elevators go 32 feet per second and are among the fastest in the world. It takes just 1 minute to reach the observation deck on the 124th floor. The tower was known as Burj Dubai until its official opening in January 2010. It was renamed in honor of Abu Dhabi ruler and President Khalifa bin Zayed. Over 26,000 glass panels were used in the exterior cladding of the Burj Khalifa. The architectural glass provides solar and thermal performance as well as anti-glare shielding from the intense desert sun. The exterior temperature at the top of the building is thought to be 11 degrees Fahrenheit cooler than at its base. During Ramadan, Muslims are not supposed to eat or drink between dawn and dusk. The Burj Khalifa has 160 floors, which means people in higher floors can still see the sun after it is set on the ground. Dubai clerics say that people living above the 80th floor should fast for an extra 2 minutes, while those on the 150th floor and higher should wait for 3 more minutes before eating or drinking. Number 5. Millau Viaduct, France. The Millau Viaduct is a cable-stayed bridge that spans the valley of the River Tarn near Millau in southern France. It is the tallest bridge in Europe and the longest bridge on this list, spanning a total of 8,100 feet, the equivalent of 27 football fields. Despite these bragging rights, this massive structure only ranks 13th among the highest bridges in the world. The 3-year construction period had many unique challenges, the most significant being the unusual launching of the roadway. The deck was constructed on flat land on the north and south sides of the bridge in 2 large sections. Hydraulic jacks on the tops of the piers then moved the entire deck out over the valley in small increments until both sides eventually met over the Tarn River. Number 4. Machu Picchu, Peru. Machu Picchu is a 15th century Incan city located high in the Andes Mountains of Peru, 7,970 feet above sea level. Most archaeologists believe that Machu Picchu was built as an estate for the Incan emperor Pachacuti. The Incas built the estate around 1450 but abandoned it a century later at the time of the Spanish conquest. Although known locally, it was not known to the Spanish during the colonial period and remained unknown to the outside world until American historian Hiram Bingham brought it to international attention in 1911. In the midst of a tropical mountain forest, Machu Picchu's walls blend seamlessly into their natural setting. The site's finely crafted stonework and sophisticated irrigation system bear witness to the Incan civilization's architectural prowess. Its central buildings are prime examples of masonry techniques mastered by the Incas, in which stones were cut to fit together without any mortar. Number 3. The Palm Islands and the World Islands, Dubai. The Palm Islands are 2 artificial islands located just off the coast of Dubai, named Palm Jumeirah and Palm Jebel Ali. Palm Jumeirah takes the form of a palm tree topped by a crescent. The World Islands are an archipelago of approximately 300 small artificial islands, constructed in the shape of a world map 2.5 miles off the coast. The World Islands are composed mainly of sand dredged from Dubai's shallow waters and are named after countries that correspond to their location on their artificial world map. The construction of the Palm Islands has had a significant impact on the surrounding environment, resulting in changes to the area's wildlife. Sediment stirred up by construction has suffocated and injured local marine fauna and reduced the amount of sunlight which filters down to seashore vegetation. Despite this, the structure has become a haven for aquatic life. As a result, the Palm Islands has become a popular diving site, and the developers even submerged 2 fighter jet planes and a London double-decker bus for divers to explore. Number 2. The Great Pyramids, Egypt. The Egyptian pyramids are a concentration of ancient masonry structures located in Egypt. As of November 2008, sources cite the number of identified Egyptian pyramids somewhere around 130. Most were built as tombs for the country's pharaohs and their consorts during the Old and Middle Kingdom periods. All Egyptian pyramids were built on the west bank of the Nile, which as the site of the setting sun was associated with the realm of the dead in Egyptian mythology. The most famous pyramids are those found in Giza on the outskirts of Cairo. Several of these pyramids are among the largest structures ever built. The Pyramid of Khufu at Giza is the largest of the Egyptian pyramids. This location is also home to the Great Sphinx of Giza, the oldest known monumental sculpture having been built around 2500 BC. It is the only one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world still in existence. Although not technically part of the Egyptian pyramids, the nearby Valley of the Kings is worth mentioning. This was the principal burial place of major royal figures in the Egyptian New Kingdom. The valley is known to contain 63 tombs and chambers. In modern times, the valley has become famous for the discovery of the tomb of Tutankhamun. For many years, rumors of a curse of the pharaohs has persisted based on the alleged early deaths of some of those who had entered the tombs. Number 1. The Great Wall of China. The Great Wall of China is a series of fortifications made of stone, brick, earth, and wood. Built along the northern borders of China, its purpose was to protect the Chinese Empire from invasion against various nomadic groups of the Eurasian steppe. Other purposes of the Great Wall have included border control, regulations or encouragement of trade, and the control of immigration. The wall possesses many strategically placed watchtowers, troop barracks, garrison stations, and signaling capabilities through the means of smoke or fire. An archaeological survey concluded that the entire wall with all of its branches measures out to be about 13,000 miles. Badaling is the most visited section with 63 million visitors in 2001. Despite all the effort that went into making the Great Wall the premier component of China's military defense system, many of the country's varied enemies throughout history managed passage across the barrier. Today, the surviving elements of the Great Wall of China stretch to a whopping 13,000 miles. More than 1,200 miles worth, or approximately 1/3 of the construction from this period, no longer stands. However, previously unknown stretches of the Great Wall have been discovered as recently as 2012. In the past decade, archaeologists have located some of the northernmost sections yet to be identified standing in and on the border of present-day Mongolia. That's it for this list. I hope you enjoyed this countdown of 10 amazing superstructures. Till next time, thanks for watching.